And we're live?
And we're live.
Yay. However will I live with myself now?
How will I live without you?
What can douche canoes do for you? Oh, no, I got nothing.
Me. Well, we got something.
Oh, yeah. The news has been blowing the hell up.
It is spectacular. It's got everything. It's the great American drama, man. It's got pathos. It's got tragedy. It's got butthurt politicians. It's got everything. I may be a little more excited about this than I should be.
We are, of course, talking about the title of this video. Hashtag Ted Cruz Sex Scandal. Which I think should just be hashtag Cruz Sex Scandal.
No, because that sounds like a one of those swinger cruises that you can get. You know, what happened on the swinger? No, Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz. Not to be confused with Ted Drews, who does amazing frozen yogurt in St. Louis.
And who is ancient.
Although, if he wanted to have a sex scandal, his yogurt or his custard is amazing.
Yeah, so, if you don't know what we're talking about, I shall give you the news, or just like the sum up. Have you ever heard of the National Enquirer?
Yes.
They're a tabloid. That's pretty much it. They're a tabloid. And but they have this unnerving tendency to spend a tremendous amount of money to dig into the private lives of celebrities. Now, most, and I'm including the National Enquirer with this, most tabloids will just make up shit about celebrities. Like 5 months ago, the National Enquirer had a headline that said Hillary Clinton had 6 months left to live. I mean, there's still time, but I'm just saying. Now, they recently blasted out this headline that's Ted Cruz's 5 secret mistresses. Now, you would think that, oh, it's just more tabloid bullshit, but the National Enquirer has a history of it being the first quote-unquote news organization to break large-scale sex scandal stories. They broke the John Edwards sex scandal. They broke the Tiger Woods sex scandal. They broke the Gary Hart sex scandal. They broke the Jesse Jackson sex scandal. And they break all this stuff first. So even though, National Enquirer is a tabloid, people are thinking that there's legitimacy to this, and this is starting to blow up on the internet. Holy shit. Hashtag Cruz Sex Scandal is one of the world trending topics right now.
You know, he's a public figure. He's running for political office in a very divisive year, I should say. And so any scandal that comes out is going to be something that everybody jumps on and going to want to know everything about.
Oh, it's the nature of the connected world we're in. Instant news, instant access to unlimited information. People want information on this.
The 24-hour nuke cycle strikes again.
Nuke hockey.
I hope that doesn't catch on.
Nuke hockey?
Yeah.
Dude, that's already a thing.
Oh, God.
And it has nothing to do with Ted Cruz. It has everything to do with this crazy woman named Gail Cord Schuler.
Okay.
Yeah, she stalks Brent Spiner and has stalked him for like 22 years and thinks that they're destined to love and thinks that there's a spaceship where clones of her have sex with her husbands who include Vladimir Putin and Brent Spiner, Gerard Butler, and a bunch of other people. But the ones you see on Earth are Jesuit clones. She has a well-developed psychosis. And she claimed that there was a nuclear bomb filled with radioactive semen called the Nukaki.
Oh, God.
Yeah, crazy woman. But back to Ted Cruz.
You say you have way too much free time on your hands, Mo.
The internet's a fun place when you truly dive into it. Oh, and apparently Brent Spiner knows about her and has a restraining order against her.
Smart.
Because she has seriously been stalking him since like 1994.
I wonder if they have to get together every year for the annual restraining order renewal breakfast.
Well, like I said, this is a worldwide trending topic on Twitter right now, and considering that this is American politics, I'm rather impressed by that. And then you've got actual governmental figures chiming in. Have you ever heard of Stephen Smith?
Yes.
Yeah, he's representative from Georgia's 15th congressional district, so this man is actually a congressman. He tweeted out, "I'm a proud member of the blacklist, but at least I'm not at Ted Cruz's little black book. Hashtag Cruz Sex scandal." And the internet is doing their usual sleuthing thing about figuring out who these women are. Apparently, 3 of them have already had their names been uncovered, and one of them is a communications director at CNN.
Go figure.
Another one's theoretically the managing editor of Texas Monthly, which makes sense. You know, Ted Cruz is in Texas, and Texas Monthly has given him a lot of positive write-ups before. So shall we start reading some media interpretations of the Ted Cruz sex scandal?
I think that's a good place to start.
All right. Then I am going to start with politicalinsider.com,
Okay.
where their article is "Breaking Ted Cruz Sex Scandal Appears to be Looming." Political insiders and go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, I don't think it's looming. I think it's fucking here.
Political insiders and operatives on Twitter are buzzing about new rumors concerning Senator Ted Cruz. This news comes in just after the 12th Republican debate, which was hosted on CNN, and days before key primaries in Florida and Ohio. What? No, this is... I have to apologize. This is an article from a couple weeks ago, where they predicted that this was going to happen, but they were only mentioning Cruz's Tea Party activist Katrina Pearson. Pearson is a former consultant for Cruz's United States Senate campaign and is now the national spokeswoman for Donald Trump's presidential campaign. But she's actually one of the people that they started mentioning for the sex scandal that broke pretty much yesterday. Ooh, things are getting interesting. I didn't even get that. This is heating up.
Ooh.
People's personal lives should always be their own business, but American presidents, Cruz isn't actually a president,
No.
can open
Hasn't been
themselves up,
elected yet.
can open themselves up to serious legal problems and blackmail by having affairs. You are a brave person to attempt to blackmail the United States president. If you want to try to blackmail the president, you like I said, you are a fucking brave person. You understand that this man has access to the entire United States military and the CIA.
He could theoretically put a small-scale nuke in your house.
He won't even have to do that. Motherfucker could just make you disappear. You would be gone. Period. The end.
I hear Guantanamo's nice this time of year. No, seriously, I hear that. I hear that Cubans are actually trying to get into Guantanamo and use it like a spa or something.
Well, you know, sorry, excuse me, I'm a bit under the weather. Obama's in Cuba right now, so he could give us the heads up on that. Or did he come back from Cuba yet?
I'm not 100% sure, to be brutally honest.
So, Ted Cruz's campaign and Cruz's backers are accusing Donald Trump of having the National Enquirer print this.
How?
Apparently, Donald Trump has magical powers. Magical Trump powers.
You do know it's just a name, right? He doesn't. He's not like some sort of supervillain. He's not like, I use my Trump card to make people publish things in media denouncing the people who denounce me.
I think Ben Garrison actually did a picture with Donald Trump as a superhero called the Unbreakable Trump.
Good old Zyklon B.
I can't even. He came to my house a couple of weeks ago.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I answered the door and he was standing out there and he just said, "I heard a potato." So I sent him to Missouri.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
I care.
I'm glad I had my address changed legally to the address of our psychotic Marine friend who's been talking about how he hasn't shot anybody in a while.
I would love to see Ben Garrison go up against him because that would be an epic fight. It would look like something from the movies. Full on gun kata. It'd be insane.
It's like Dragon Ball Z with more guns.
So whoever told me that vodka makes good cough syrup, they are fucking liars.
Anyway,
But I have been coughing less.
carrying less too, apparently.
Okay, so we have, or I have anyway. I have the Yahoo News' version of this article as well, which
Okay.
is glorious. Alleged Ted Cruz sex scandal had the internet's cruise detractors buzzing.
I am surprised that nobody's made a cruise control pun yet.
Apparently they haven't. Republican presidential candidate Ted Cruz is battling an entanglement of rumors that allege the Texas senator is hiding 5 different mistresses, according to the tabloid The National Enquirer. According to its source, identified as a, quote, Washington insider, unquote, private detectives are digging into at least 5 affairs Ted Cruz supposedly had, and the leaked details are an attempt to destroy what's left of his White House campaign. The supposed affairs are detailed in the Enquirer's most recent print issue. The only reason I don't have that is I am too lazy to leave the house. Though unconfirmed, the rumor sparked chatter across social media Friday with the hashtag Cruz Sex Scandal. People on Twitter were skeptical at best, scathing at worst. I love this tweet by Subcommandante Brian. 1. Angry denial. 2. A counter against media. 3. The shame on you attack. 4. Admittance. 5. Forgiveness by the grace of God.
Hashtag cruise sex scandal.
I'm going to call it now. I think that's how it's going to go.
That is generally the way it goes, yes.
And with the grace of God, my wife and the Lord have forgiven me. But I don't think Ted Cruz will do that, though, because I just don't think he would do that, even if he was caught. He'd probably just look at the camera and go, bitches, right? Oh, but then it gets more interesting because the worldwide trend is Cruz sex scandal, which means hundreds of thousands of tweets under Cruz sex scandal, yes?
Yeah.
Well, the nationwide Cruz sex scandal, that fell off the trending topic.
Yeah, I
And
did. It just
go ahead.
I was just saying that it was the number one trending in the United States for me until just a moment ago when it's not even in the top 10.
Yeah. Let me just check some of the comments here I can find. Oy vey, it's another showa. Okay, let's ignore those people. Hey, babe, you want to get ahead in politics? Maybe we could talk about this after I awaken the body of Christ within you. I've noticed that the media does kind of lay off on the attacks of Ted Cruz, especially when you consider that he has been caught fucking, like, quoting movies.
Yeah, he has admitted that he's a huge cinephile, so I can kind of understand it. But at the same time, yeah.
Okay, so this came out March 23rd from Mediaite, right?
Yeah.
Ted Cruz's flashy new line against Trump comes from a Sorkin film.
Heh.
Professional cinephile Ted Cruz, who occasionally runs for president and every once in a while represents his home state of Texas as a sitting U.S. senator, oh wow, they do not like him, loves putting on a show to demonstrate his film quoting chops. Who could forget that insufferable period of time when he endlessly performed Billy Crystal's lines from The Princess Bride? The video of that's great, by the way. And now it would seem as if Cruz has shifted his attention onto other films to quote. After the Republican frontrunner cryptically tweeted, then deleted, "I will spill the beans on your wife," the Texas senator returned fire of sorts. Cruz told CNN, if Donald wants to get into a character fight, he's better off sticking with me because Heidi is way out of his league. If Cruz's retort seems like too good of an "oh snap" slam to be true, that's because it is, and it comes from the mind of Hollywood's flashiest writer of political dialogue, Aaron Sorkin. The line comes from 1995's The American President, as President Andrew Shepard, played by Michael Douglas, defends the reputation of a lobbyist he falls in love with, Sidney Ellen Wade. So what's next for the Cruz Cinema Club? West Wing stretched for 7 seasons, and there's a lot of good one-liners there. Cruz seems like the type of person to start with Josiah Bartlett's famous "In this building, when the president stands, nobody sits," so look for that one to be tossed around on the afternoon of January 20th, 2017, if new Cruz endorser Jeb Bush has his way. So yeah, Jeb did recently come out and back Ted Cruz, right?
That's what I heard.
Which is funny because Donald Trump actually had a tweet about that.
Okay.
I follow Donald Trump's Twitter because it is hilarious to a degree that I never expected. Donald Trump really cuts loose on people in his Twitter. And he tweeted, I just need to find it, about Jeb Bush, and it was glorious. Jeb Bush, who he has called a loser and low energy and just pathetic. Here it is. I think having Jeb's endorsement hurts Lion Ted. Jeb spent more than 150 million and got nothing. I spent a fraction of that and I'm first. He's right. Ooh, he just did his first tweet in 21 hours. Says response to the cover story in this week's National Enquirer about Lion Ted Cruz, which leads to a comment on his Facebook. Should I read this as Donald J. Trump?
Yes, you should.
I have no idea whether or not the cover story about Ted Cruz in this week's issue of the National Enquirer is true or not, but I had absolutely nothing to do with it, did not know about it, and have not as yet read it. Likewise, I have nothing to do with the National Enquirer, and unlike Lion Ted Cruz, I do not surround myself with political I can't do very good Donald Trump. And political hacks and henchmen and then pretend total innocence. Ted Cruz's problem with the National Enquirer is his and his alone, and while they are right about O.J. Simpson, I forgot about that, John Edwards and many others, I certainly hope they're not right about Lion Ted Cruz. I look forward to spending the week in Wisconsin, winning the Republican nomination, and ultimately the presidency in order to make America great again. Donald J. Trump.
That was amazing.
Hey, he's being nice. I'm surprised. Well, as nice as I have ever seen him be to Ted Cruz.
I'm not arguing. I think yeah, it's just spectacular.
Let me check some of the most recent tweets because I'm showing 97 new tweets on the Cruz Sex scandal. He was trust Ted, now he's bust Ted.
Oh, that's bad.
It was by the Only Zero. They're an audio file apparently who has 89,000 followers. I wonder if Andrew Breitbart would appreciate his news organization being used in such a sleazy fashion to hide a Cruz sex scandal. Yeah, that's something else about this. Apparently, some of the news that came out said that The sex scandal was originally known by Breitbart reporters, but was deliberately squashed by managing editor at the time of Breitbart, Ben Shapiro.
Interesting.
Yeah. And Ben Shapiro tweeted something about if this turns out to be true, I'll drop Cruz faster than Trump drops his current wife when he sees a supermodel upgrade. I'm sorry, but I've seen Trump's current wife. It'd be pretty hard to upgrade that. That's an attractive young woman. Unless he married, like, I don't know, Kate Upton.
Oh God, now I got to get that image out of my mind with brain bleach. You son of a bitch.
Hey, CNN recently posted this picture. I don't know if you've seen it. It showed Trump on one side and showed Jeb Bush on the other and Ted Cruz in the middle. Look up this picture. So go to CNN.com and actually look this up. It's beautiful because the way they position this picture, it looks like Ted Cruz is supposed to be the hidden love child of Jeb Bush and Donald Trump, and it works.
Okay, I'm looking it up. Why don't you go ahead and check out another of the many stories which you have pulled for
Certainly.
this?
This is the National Enquirer's online article about Ted Cruz. Now, of course, they want you to buy the paper edition, so it doesn't have a lot of information. Dirty politics, shocking claims, pervy Ted Cruz caught cheating with 5 secret mistresses, the romps that could destroy his political campaign. Presidential candidate Ted Cruz is trying to survive an explosive dirt file on the finger-wagging conservative senator, and the new issue of the National Enquirer, on newsstands now, reveals how the reports say the staunch Republican is hiding 5 different mistresses. Private detectives are digging into at least 5 affairs Ted Cruz supposedly had, claimed a Washington insider. The leaked details are an attempt to destroy what's left of his White House campaign. The Enquirer reports that Cruz's claimed mistresses include a foxy political consultant and a high-placed D.C. attorney. There are also whispers of other intimate late-night sessions Ted has had in Washington, and even a wild sex worker makes the cut. I've also seen some news about more people. Um, Specifically, more people he's had affairs with, that it's more than just 5. Now, not more than rumor and speculation at this point, but I've noticed one thing keeps coming up.
What's that?
Have you ever heard of the. No, you've never heard of this. I don't even know why I'm asking. Lollipop, a transvestite prostitute.
No, no. I can honestly say, with all honesty and integrity, I have never heard of a transvestite prostitute named Lollipop.
Well, that name keeps coming up. I keep saying that when I'm checking out all these news sources and everything. So
That is a great name for a transvestite prostitute, though.
that's actually kind of funny that it's always the Republicans who get in trouble for the gay affairs and the transsexual prostitutes and stuff. You never see like Bernie Sanders fucked 2 dudes with or fucked 2 or was fucked by 2 women with strap-ons while chanting to Satan. You know, stuff like that never happens. It's always this staunch Republican who loves his family and God is caught with 2 16-year-old political aides, both males. Let's see how it goes.
This family values man has decided that screw it, I'm gonna blow dudes now.
Name a gay sex scandal in politics that's come out in the last 10 years that has not involved Republicans.
I I don't. Apparently, this one kind of so far maybe
Well, that depends on how it goes
Lollipop.
with Lollipop, yeah. What the truth of the matter is for Lollipop.
Oh lolly 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 lollipop. Boom boom.
He calls his lady Lollipop once he gives her money. Oh, did I read the Ted Cruz response?
He calls his lady Lollipop. He'll tell you why. Because the thing hangs halfway down her thigh. No, you have not.
Okay, so before Donald Trump posted his, I have nothing to do with the National Enquirer, you're full of shit for blaming me. Fucking Ted posted something on his Facebook.
Okay.
Let me try to find it. Here it is.
And
Oh, what were you going to say?
I was about to say, I assume that it's going to be blaming Trump for all of this because Trump has magical powers.
It, in fact, is. Trump's magical powers are real. I want to be crystal clear. These attacks are garbage. They're garbage! For Donald J. Trump to enlist his friends at the National Enquirer and his political henchmen to do his bidding because he's a fucking Disney villain. It shows you there is no low Donald won't go. These smears are completely false. They're offensive to Heidi and me. They're offensive to our daughters. You're letting your daughters read political news? And you're letting your daughters read the National Enquirer?
That's where I was going with that, man. I'm like, Mo?
And they're offensive to everyone Donald continues to personally attack. Donald Trump's consistently disgraceful behavior is beneath the office we are seeking, and we are not going to follow. How many personal attacks has Ted Cruz done on Donald Trump?
Several that I can think of off the top of my head.
And he's poured millions of dollars into his political action committees to attack Donald Trump.
Yep.
So this is typical politician bullshit speak.
Wait, does that mean that Donald Trump is the new Teflon Don?
Everything just bounces off of him?
Yeah, you can't get anything to stick.
Well, you know what I love, though?
What's that?
All this is doing is following the trend. Every person who goes after Donald Trump with personal attacks, what happens to them?
Personal shit comes out that totally totally ruins their credibility.
Well, not even that. They just get fucking destroyed. Every time somebody goes after Donald Trump with personal attacks, I mean, the only person to get away just scot-free with any personal attacks on Trump is John Oliver, and I think that's because he's not a politician. Like, he did his Make Donald Trump Again, and it was big for like a couple days. There's still, I think, 20 people on Twitter who are desperately clinging to it, but that one fell apart. But the first one, who did you have? You had Chris Christie. He went after Trump with personal attacks, and Trump beat him so hard he now backs him.
Oh, he cuckolded Chris Christie.
Saturday Night Live had it right. They did the Donald Trump saying in front, "Isn't that right, Chris?" And Chris Christie sang in the back going, "Thank you, sir. May I have another?" Okay, that says something. He fucking dismantled Chris Christie. And then who was next? Jeb Bush. Jeb Bush went after Trump personally and spent $150 million of super PAC money and got destroyed. Trump called him low energy. Trump called him a loser. Trump called him this and that. Fucking had the crowd going wild every time he would make fun of Donald Trump, or every time he would make fun of Jeb Bush. And then Jeb Bush had the courtesy to just be an autistic fuckwit, married to a 4 foot tall Hispanic hobbit.
Yeah, he's kind of the worst presidential brother since Billy Beer, you know?
Oh, nobody who listens to this podcast remembers him.
Well, they mentioned it on The Simpsons.
They mention a lot of things on The Simpsons. Okay, there are episodes of The Simpsons that a lot of people who listen to our podcast aren't old enough to have seen.
Well, you know, FX did run all 20 some odd seasons of The Simpsons a few years ago, so.
I'm actually holding off on FX until March 31st because that's when the new season of Archer starts.
Archer PI.
No, that was last season. Or wait, no. Oh my god, no, you're right. It is this season.
Yeah.
Last season was... No. Season 5 was Archer Vice. Season 6 was them working for the CIA. And then this will be Archer PI. Wow. I love that show entirely too much.
Yeah, me too.
I have the How to Archer book, and it has a hand drawn map of where all the high end prostitution places are in Phuket, Thailand. I want to go to Phuket and see if it actually matches up, because if it does, that will be an incredible amount of detail. It also has the instructions on how to make Eggs Woodhouse, and apparently Eggs Woodhouse costs like $80 a serving.
Maybe that could be our next GoFundMe. Fund Mo going to Phuket, Thailand to check out high-end prostitutes.
Speaking of which, we would need people to donate to our first GoFundMe, by the way.
Yeah, links are in the description. Continue on with Ted Cruz being publicly shamed and mocked.
Okay, so let me check the most recent tweets, see if there's any new news. Oh, I would also like to say Happy Good Friday, everyone.
Yes.
Oh, this picture got posted. Hold on. I want to share screens for this. This is beautiful.
Okay. Nobody's going to realize what that picture refers to either, but it is hilarious if you know.
It's magical. Not gonna lie. What else have we got here? Ted Cruz calls tabloid story garbage.
Of course he is. Deny, 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 deny.
5 mistresses, how you like me now? Doesn't even the National Enquirer give notice before they run a piece like Cruz Sex scandal? No. Because if they gave notice first, then they would potentially be facing lawsuits before it happens. Oh, there's another hashtag that's attempting to go on Twitter right now. It's hashtag Cuban Mistress Crisis.
I think I like that one better than Cruz Sex scandal.
It is cute. It really is. Establishment. When you litter the field with totally corrupt political tools, it makes a guy like Trump a paragon of virtue. That's something I'm going to say. So this came out about Ted Cruz. You know what I have never seen any legitimacy for?
What's that?
Anyone who claimed that Donald Trump was cheating on any of his wives. You don't see that. I mean, they go, oh, well, he's an adulterer, but they never go into detail for it. Like, names are never named or anything. So I think that maybe, even with many or all of Donald Trump's personal flaws, I don't think adulterer might be on that list. Which is frankly shocking, but whatever. People who are supporting Trump are trying to pass around, or people who are supporting Cruz are trying to pass around the idea that Trump just paid the National Enquirer to do it. I'm checking the stuff. I keep seeing this lovely picture. It's Tiger Woods winking, and it says, "Only 5 women, Ted? My man." The current speculation is that it may not be possible for him to bounce back from this. House, thoughts?
At this point in the race, I don't think he can bounce back from it. Or if he could, it would be the rally of the century.
Apparently, there's a rumor going around that the woman pretending to be his wife is a hired actress, and the real Heidi Cruz killed herself 9 years ago. Apparently, Twitter is shadow banning people as well.
There's no surprise.
Well, of course, it wasn't Twitter if they wouldn't be pushing a political agenda.
I wish that they'd just come out and say that they're going to push a liberal agenda and start just just be honest about it, you know? Rather than, oh no, we're giving you a free place to express your ideas and be yourself. No, no, they're like, fuck you. This is our place, and you go do whatever you want wherever you want. But this is our zone, and this is our safe space. God damn it. No, no, they're like, no, no, it's a free and friendly environment. Yeah, until you express ideas that they don't like, and then shadow ban.
Apparently, someone on Twitter who is an anti SJW, pro Western civilization, free speech advocate tweeted, "When they said Cruz was in bed with the media, I didn't think they meant it literally." And what else have we got here? Ha! Got a tweet from Mr. Medicare.
Oh, how's Jim doing?
Apparently, he's been sick lately, so best of wishes to him. It's turning into the best soap opera ever made. This election cycle rivals daytime TV.
He's not wrong.
And he also tweeted, "I told you Ashley Madison would pay off. Hashtag Cruz Sex scandal."
Oh, but you know what, Mo? We've gone on about this for about a half hour. I think we've really said all that we need to say about it at this moment.
All right. Well, thank you, those of you who watched. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Remember to go to us on SoundCloud to catch the over 100 episodes we have available completely for free. And make sure to keep checking out this YouTube channel as we keep updating you with stuff, putting up more videos, checking out more stuff, expanding our brand.
Anyway, guys, have a good one. Don't do anything I wouldn't do.
Peace out. And remember, only you can stop the Cuban Mistress Crisis.